Recording in progress.
Improv Summit, Improv Summit, Improv Summit, Improv Summit. Climb the mountain of yes and. Oh, you got to understand what school is the best for me. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. Improv Summit.
No introduction needed now. Let's just jump right in, shall we?
Song by Harnick and Bach.
Later we'll have another one of those in there somewhere in one of our segues.
Great.
One of our segues. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on the Improv Summit. As always, I'm your host, Spencer, and if you didn't find out by now, you know who the hosts are, because they're the hosts with the most rap skills at the beginning of any episode, and we are lucky to have not one, but two for the price of one, which is right now hot off the market and very expensive. So thankfully, I got it on a discount through a connection. That being said, I usually do an introduction with adjectives, but there are two of you, so I can't think of that many adjectives at one moment. So we're just going to jump right in. I'm going to say welcome to the Improv Summit, Jeremy and Kyle. How's it going?
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm a highly caffeinated nerd, and he's geek chic.
Yeah, that one's Jeremy, this one's Kyle.
Yes, blue
And
hat
I'm
Jeremy.
Spencer.
Yes. Well, according to my Zoom screen, we have a nice Venn like a segue thing, because we've got Spencer with glasses and no hat, Kyle with glasses and hat, and then Jeremy with no glasses but a hat. So we're in the perfect order.
That's actually quite funny. I didn't even notice that, but I'm also partially blind, so that doesn't surprise me either. That being said, being partially blind, let's jump right in, shall we? To today's episode of the Improv Summit. I forgot I gotta fix this and put it so it's in the corner, so I don't have to like do this.
Yes.
So I kind of like it. It's like in the center, because if I close my camera, oops, not like that.
You're welcome to the void, everybody.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
So it's just like this, and I could just do the interview like that, but I won't. Anyway, let's jump in. So Jeremy, Kyle, you both have done improv. I mean, obviously, that's why you're here on the Improv Summit.
I wanted advice. That's why I'm here.
Improv advice. The improv.
Is it like Whose Line? Is it like Whose Line? What they do on Whose Line? Is it Whose Line related?
Can I be Wayne Brady? Can I just be Wayne Brady? Is that possible?
I don't know how we're gonna do this interview. It's so funny though that you talk about Whose Line, because anytime I explain improv to people, it's either like, is that like Whose Line, or it's like what is improv? And I'm like, have you ever seen Whose Line? It's like I have to like explain it like that, just to like, I'm like, sometimes it's like they're like, oh, when you play games, I'm like, well, sometimes you do that, but sometimes you don't play games, and it's like a little bit of a longer version of that. And people are like, oh, okay, but it's funny, and I'm like, hopefully, I don't know, that's what we're going for.
Yeah. Well, Whose Line is a great touchstone, because it tells people, if you've never seen it before, this is what short form is, which I'm sure you've talked on the episodes before, but it's lots of game-based improv, very rooted in, a performative nature of Viola Spolin's work before, that became long form as it was developed later on. So it's one of those things where it's like, oh, long form's more like scenes from a play without the dialogue, because it's being written on the spot, and short form is much more games like Whose Line.
So Jeremy, that thinking cap you have on, I need you to just take that off for a moment.
Okay. Yeah.
Just kidding, that was great. We have no need to ever have another episode, because that was improv in a nutshell. So thanks everyone for joining us here on the Improv Summit. Just kidding.
Remember, always use accents. Always use an Italian accent. Always use an Italian accent and say no to everything. That's how improv works.
No, but...
And in that instance, you'd be right.
I'm not a baker. I'm your father.
Oh my God, he's my father, Baker.
I'm not your father or your baker. I'm Baker Father. That's my name.
No, I'm Father Baker. I'm here to welcome you into Christ.
Yes. This bread is his body, and also I made it.
I don't what. We're
Father
also in the
Baker
opening number
coming to
of
CBS this fall.
Because there goes the baker with his tray like always. The same old bread and rolls to sell.
It's the same old providential church town. I want much more than this provincial life.
Bell of Mormon. Anybody? The Bell of Mormon.
Yes.
We were acting out a big principle of improv, talking over each other.
Yes.
Do it constantly, gang.
The more
Do
that
it.
you can just talk at the same
It's
time as
it's
another
a
person is
Someone
just
else will
being-
definitely pick up on
just
something.
gotta
It's
understand
great.
how it works.
Great. Now that we know all the tricks and trades of improv, let's talk about your improv experience. What is your background in improv besides knowing all of this valuable information?
So, we're big improv nerds, always loved comedy, and, started taking improv classes in high school. And it was one of those things where it's like, oh, wow, we're doing, loving it. And we were always like there staying all night to watch the shows. And it's like, okay, wow, this is a wonderful weekend. So, Spencer, you and I were on the really awesome improv show at Second City.
Yeah,
And
I was on there for one show. It was real fun, that show.
yes, that was due to the unfortunate COVID-19. But Kyle and I have been everywhere since then. So we've gone through Second City, Groundlings, UCB's programs, and a bunch of other indie improv around the local Los Angeles area. And now, thanks to this, I'm actually really grateful for this because the pandemic, getting everyone used to Zoom, we've actually had the opportunity to do some improv with people on the other side of the coast. And it's crazy to go like, oh, I've done improv with someone in Sweden, Canada, England, even Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's crazy. And that's really a fun part about doing improv in
International prov.
Yeah, international.
Improv. Yeah, that's
Impernational of. That's it.
Something
That's
like that,
Yeah.
Hey, right here, TM, right here on the trademark on the trademark summit. Listen to me, I can't even talk anymore. The Improv Summit. TM. I should TM that. I've never actually TM'd the Improv Summit until now. I literally, when I say TM,
so that way every time someone uses TM, you get TM'd.
You've been TM'd, TM.
I'm pretty sure trademark
does that
has already
count?
trademarked its own trademark.
Like if I TM something on camera, does that like count as like in writing? Like
I think you have to send this video to the United States Postal Service office and then send it to the copyright office from there. And then I'm sure they'll watch it.
Well,
I'm sure they'll watch the whole episode.
Yeah.
The whole series. I just imagine them being like, wow, this improv is something exciting. I think I want to like learn more about it.
Print out a piece of paper with your hyperlinks on there to each episode. That way they know how to type it in.
What if I like made it like a 3D printout? You could like actually click on the link and it like just somehow magically appears in the air.
To be honest, that actually sounds like a fantastic idea. If you could like click a link. Well, I just imagine like you could have someone customize it so it's a link, so you push it like it's a big space bar, but it's a 3D printed link URL, but then it goes to whatever video that or something that is. So like you have a little button. So in my house, it's like, oh yeah, this is a really important YouTube video in my life. Why don't you click it? Click it. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. And shoots the little hologram image. I'm for this product.
First Rick on
rolling in his grave because you wanted to come up with this idea and he didn't have the time.
Did you say he's Rick rolling in his grave? But
Never
also
gonna give you up.
But also, is he dead?
He's rolling in his cryo chamber.
He can't be more than like 60. Like, is Rick Astley dead? Hold on, I gotta look this up now.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, are we only breaking the news of this to you now?
Yes, Spencer. Steve Jobs has passed.
No. He was born in 1966, and his second single to hit the Billboard 100 was "Together Forever."
No. You're talking about Rick Astley. I'm talking about Steve Jobs.
Oh yeah, no.
Rick Astley is still with us.
I've seen a couple of movies about Steve Jobs where it's like he died later on. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were on a different.
To be fair, Rick Astley may have been brutally murdered between the time of recording and the time of air.
Yeah.
Something terrible may have happened.
But if that's true, I will hunt down this killer and I will never give you up. I will never let you down or run around or desert you.
Yeah, you'll be together forever, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That was his other single, apparently.
Yes.
Not a one-hit wonder. Speaking of not being one-hit wonders, what do you love about improv? Completely unrelated question.
Well, it's interesting just because you could have a scene that is a one-hit wonder, and unless you're magically recording it that night, it's gone forever.
No, yeah, improv is really special. You're creating with, your team and your friends all on the spot, and you're creating something really fun and special. And it's like, okay, so if we're all doing, we've all agreed to do this long form or these series of short form games, and it can be really fun to work with it. And it's that freedom of like creativity that makes improv really special, because in the moment you're acting, writing, and you may have a director for your show, but you're directing yourself in that moment with the acting. And then if you have to take a note and suddenly change paces, that's a directorial thing. And even then you're often editing your other players, so it's really a spirit of team play.
Yeah. And in the spirit of this metaphor, if you're trying to be the Rick Astley, you're going to ruin the magic of what's happening. You need to go off of what your partner is saying, and only then through teamwork can you create that one-hit wonder.
Mm-hmm. It's so funny that you say this, because most people don't consider improv a sport. But when you put team and sport into the same, teamwork, team sport, it really is a sport if you think about it. So I feel like I should technically be considered for like, there should be like an improv Olympics. Oh wait, hold on. Whoops.
Oh, you're not allowed to use that suffix.
This next category is synchronized space work.
Yes.
Oh god.
I
would lose that so badly. I'm so bad at space work.
What are you talking about? Let me adjust my monocle.
No, I just on episodes of the show, I literally am like, you can just type it down in the comments, and I don't know why my computer is so high up.
Well,
you're at a standing desk.
Yeah, that's it.
I was like, I'm just putting it in a frame. It's like a scale on a map. Like, it's not to scale. It's just like to give you the idea.
It's not like it would be on stage. It's more
like my toothbrush, where there's no space in between my hand. It's just me gripping my own hand.
Ah, yes. This toothpick is getting everything out. There we go.
That's floss nice. I have tiny floss. If I had real floss,
and then it'd be wrapped around your fingers.
Yeah,
but it is.
But I use these.
Oh, you use those things.
The picks. Yeah.
Those can be nice. But
this was just an excuse to show off our great smiles.
Yeah.
Well, my dentist does say I have perfect teeth. He actually, so fun fact, real quick, side note, I went to the dentist recently, and he was like, did you have braces? I was like, yeah, and he goes, I can tell, and I was like, and he's like, your teeth are just like really great. He's like, they're a little stained, but they're perfectly aligned, and he's like, you still wear your retainer? I'm like, sometimes. He's like, you better do that if you want to keep these teeth like this, and I was like, okay, I will. I just thought it was funny because I've always been told I have perfect teeth. They're just like kind of yellow, and I'm self-conscious about the yellowness. But
I now understand that story is the motivation of why you said my doctor, no wait, my dentist, thus ruining the day for every dentist watching this show.
It really sucks that one of your sponsors is the dental improv program.
Yeah, they're really, they say yes, and do you floss? No questions.
Any questions?
Yeah.
That's a DSP, a David S. Pumpkin.
Yes. David
also,
S.
dental improv program, DIP, otherwise known as DIP.
Yes, of course. To go back, I do think improv is a sport, and I say that because you will leave a show sweaty when you're having a lot of fun and doing it. And, it's a sport of the mind in a way. Like if, if someone is throwing a javelin, they're working on their arms and whatever muscles go into that, because I'm not an expert, I don't know them. But you're training and you're going on that. Arms for sure. But like if you're a gymnast, you're practicing stretches and other moves and stuff, and it's all a physical sport. But improv is much a sport of the mind. You have to go in and then agree and create and work very rigorously in order to create something really fun.
It's like when chess and spelling bees air on ESPN, because they're technically considered sports. They're both sports of the mind, so it kind of actually honestly makes more sense like that in a way of improv, kind of balancing between physical and the mind, but it is along the lines of like chess is considered a sport, spelling bees are considered sports, so why can improv not be considered a sport? They're very similar.
It comes down to people wanting to cut funds to the arts, and if you do it on stage and people laugh, then that's an art, not a sport, because no one laughs at chess.
I mean, it's debatable.
I suppose.
Yeah. It's also the element of improv is not only a sport of the mind, it's also theater.
Yeah.
And It has those elements.
Yeah, like the chess player is the chess player when he's playing, or she or they are playing the game of chess, versus the improviser puts on a different hat, and then from there they're pretending to be someone else. So people go, it's performance. So it's
unless you're playing a chess player in a movie like Pawn Sacrifice or Searching for Bobby Fischer, then is it still considered chess? Is it considered a sport? Is it considered art? What is it at that point?
It's like a sports movie. It's like, yeah, you're playing baseball, but at the end of the day, you cut if you don't hit the home run, and then you get a pickup.
Show me the money. I know that's.
Show me the bishop.
Here's the thing. That would be performance because the chess pieces or like the moves of the game would be predetermined by the script. Yeah. Unless, of course, it's like an improvised movie where theoretically it's 12 people. They all have their characters, they're in character, and then they genuinely play chess and figure out what characters are going to move on to the next round. Yeah. In which case it would be both improv and chess.
I think that's a Sondheim musical. It's called Chess Days in the Park with George, Larry, Tina, Bob. And there's
a musical called Chess.
Yes, I have listened to the soundtrack of Chess the musical.
Checkmate.
I know like a song from Chess.
I remember listening to it and liking it, but I can't recall anything now. So.
I really like the song Rook to B4.
B4, you sunk my night horse.
Before the rook, there was the pawn. Yes. It's the I cross over borders, but I'm still there now. Anthem that's the only song I know from Chess.
Beautiful singing, Spencer. Beautiful singing.
It's actually a much higher key. I just chose to sing it in an octave that was comfortable without warming up.
And you made the right choice.
It's like a third lower. Yeah. Because it definitely hits a G. That's the squeeze your gooch kind of situation. Anyway, that being said, on the Improv Summit Musical Chess Edition.
Squeeze your goose.
All right, now on TeePublic, get the Improv Summit Squeeze Your Gooch merchandise.
TM. Actually, I think that was from Sam Janitis. I think is the one who first mentioned that.
Yes.
During a class with Tara Copeland.
Yes, yeah.
All I know is that you are going to start selling T-shirts of a goose trying to sing, and it says "Squeeze your gooch" as they try to clench and hold the muscles.
I think I'm gonna have it as a Gucci bag. Someone's clutching a Gucci bag, and it says "Squeeze your gooch."
Yes. Name dropping, by the way, Tara Copeland, a fantastic musical improv teacher and improv teacher,
amazing.
And Sam Giannitis, who is one
future guest of the podcast.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
I've asked them both, so we're gonna get there.
Okay, it will happen, Spencer. I believe in it. But Sam Giannitis, very, very talented improviser and accompanist for musical improv.
And also can very much sing. Also, Tony Gonzalez, who I ran into quite recently. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Also a duo with Sam, also great.
Yes. Dropping other people and their credits is really fun.
If you want your name dropped in this show on the Improv Summit, just give me a shout out.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll plug it.
Anyway, speaking of plugs, this is a great segue, actually. You got any plugs, any pitches, any promos you want to throw out there? Go for it.
So Kyle and I, we do improv, and as the world is opening up, we have more stand-up shows, and we post updates on that on @those Klein Boys. Those as in those, Klein as in KLEINBOYZ. And you can plug that username into Cameo. That's right, and we will do a custom rap about you, a loved one, something you love, anything you want to send us, and we will send you a custom rap specially for you.
Wow, I hope it's a gift wrap. I had to throw it in there. I had to get
gift wrap. In there somewhere. Yeah, I'm trying to stay present when I'm handing out these gifts, just like they're all presents. That's right. I'ma sip this drink, not milk Fanta. Even though I'm trying to be healthier, I'm Santa. Ho ho ho, coming down the chimney. Even though you don't want to go see me, because I like to do this. I laugh, but you scoff. I gotta get back up to my sleigh in Rudolph, up through the snow, and I'm guided through the night because I'm in there, but I am in the middle of the flight. I gotta get back home. I work one day a year, making sure everybody's filled with cheer.
I love it.
Like that, which was improvised, but now written about you.
And with your fun facts instead of dumb Santa stuff.
Or delightful Santa stuff, depending on your opinion of Christmas. One of us is a Grinch.
Also, if you want a recorded copy of that song that you can listen to on the go, please reach out and we will, only $8.99 plus tax.
Part of the Squeeze Your Gooch collection.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Santa with a Fanta was the title of that track.
Great. If you want Santa with a Fanta, maybe it's Santa with a Fanta.
Santa with a Fanta?
Because, you know, they do the wanna Fanta, don't you wanna Fanta? And then
I suppose that is their marketing scheme, yes.
Does it on Family Guy. I don't drink soda, so it doesn't make a difference to me anymore. But there are
you
flavors.
don't know about the elderberry soda.
I'm sorry, what?
The elderberry soda.
Is that a Fanta flavor?
No, it doesn't exist.
Oh, so I definitely don't know about it. I do know there's like a corn on the cob flavor, like the Thanksgiving dinner flavors or whatever.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, they exist. Oh, there's like a ranch. There's a buffalo and there's a ranch dressing.
Is Fanta the Pringles of soda? Because
no,
Pringles has like
those aren't Fanta.
Ooh. Oh.
Those are like some weird brand off the internet. Actually, I got to look it up now because I want to know.
Is it Pringles brand soda?
No, it's not. While I'm looking that up, though.
Yeah, I love ranch as much as the next guy, but I don't want to drink it as a soda.
Well, you may have to one day. Well, while I look up that ranch dressing soda brand, Lester's is one brand, but I don't think that's one. Oh, yeah, maybe it's Lester's. There's like a bacon soda, peanut butter and jelly, sweet corn on the cob, buffalo. They got a lot of things. But speaking of a lot of things, this actually kind of segues into this question. Wow, what a good job, Spencer. There's a pickle soda, a butter soda. Wow, that's wild. All you got to do is put some fizz in a bucket of pickle juice, and that would be a pickle soda. Pretty sure. Soda. Pick it up now. Just kidding. So that being said, because there's a lot of different types of sodas that people may never try in their life, there's also a lot of types of improv that people may or may not try in their life. And so this question I have for you is the reason why the Improv Summit exists. And it's that all the time I get people, prior to pandemic, but even now with improv being so accessible from around the world, like we talked about, being able to improvise with people from all over, people are always like, oh, Spencer, you take a lot of improv. Where should I take improv? And they say it in that voice all the time. And so I just respond, but it's hard for me to answer that question because there's a lot that goes into that. And so I was wondering if someone came up to y'all and said, where should I take improv? What would be like one piece of advice or one tip you'd give to someone to help guide them on their improv journey?
One thing I always recommended, and obviously this was back when theaters were open and, you know, schools were doing shows and stuff, but you could go see a show at Groundlings, Second City, or UCB, and you should go like, oh, what seems like, you know, especially if you've never done it before, what seems like really fun right away? Because as someone who's done all of those programs, it's great. And you can see like, okay, so Groundlings is all character work. So I'm going to be focusing on characters with specific points of view and working on other elements, but UCB can be a little bit more on the cerebral side as opposed to another element to it where it's like, oh, wow, they're really connecting a lot of things because their flagship's the Herald, and Second City can be a lot more satirical, but they also use a lot more short form than, you know, Groundlings uses short form, but Second City, I would think, uses it more than Groundlings, depending on what show it is, because ultimately everything at Groundlings is sketch. So you can kind of get a vibe about what is the most fun for you to watch right now as you start your improv journey. And I would say start there, and then you can expand to more places as you get more and more familiar with the art form.
Yeah, check it out. Every place has a different set of tools that help their style. Yeah. And then it's just about finding, hey, what style do you like?
And you also don't have to go to a big three school if that can be like, you know, scary, because I know some people were like, I'm here at the big place. And it's one of those things where, yeah, it can be big and it can be exciting. And then, you know, there's an element of, I've never done this before, but hey, in a level 1 class, neither is anybody else. But it's that element of, you could also find like a local class and just like take it and see what's going on and just, you know, start getting familiar with it before you go into and get their theater's perspective on it, because ultimately you're adding your own improv elements to your own improv toolbox, because it's a little like cooking, you know? If I'm making Chinese food and I'm making Italian, I'm still cooking, but they're different styles. So it's that thing of, I might like this more than that, but I might like it because this is easier for me right now, and then I'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. I also was fixated on this ranch dressing soda as well, so I have an answer to this question.
We'd love to see it.
That I never really asked, but it's so this is what I said. What does ranch soda taste like? Came up in the Google search, and this is what this person said. The taste is just like sugar and coconut, but the smell is so repulsive that I cannot get past it. The initial smell isn't great, but if you can get past that, the soda tastes like sweet candy. Not ranch dressing so much, but pleasant enough.
So it is neither.
So it smells apparently like ranch dressing in a can, but then when you drink it, it's supposed to taste like coconut and sugar. But then I feel like that's also a misleading thing that it doesn't taste like ranch dressing.
Yeah.
So
if I bought Wrangler jeans flavored soda, I don't want to taste some denim in the can.
I don't want to taste Levi's. Ugh.
Well, either let's assume this person's an expert and can identify soda, and let's say they're right. Well, then, coconut soda is great, especially like a sweet coconut soda. We can all get on board for that, but we all want something tropical. I can't imagine wanting to drink a ranch flavored soda because it's not that type of, sauce.
It's Hidden Valley.
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to know about that, sir. Please keep it a secret. It's hidden for a reason.
It might be like the situation of those Harry Potter jelly beans where it's like they're supposed to taste like popcorn. You expect the flavor that you're tasting.
I did that once and I had recorded it and I cannot find it and I'm so disappointed because my reactions were so natural. Is like, oh, this one's supposed to be like whatever or whatever. And like one of them, it was like rotten fish or like something else. And then there was like rotten egg and something else. And then spoiled milk and something else. And I remember those three were so bad that I was like, all right, this one's I think it was coconut or spoiled milk. I'm like, this one's coconut or spoiled milk. And I literally would go like, I would put it in my mouth, bite down into it and go, nope, spoiled milk. Like they were so bad and the taste would not come out of my mouth. But like the good ones tasted really good, but the bad ones were so bad. The rotten egg, I remember one time I did the thing where I was like, I'm going to swallow it. And I was like, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
But that's really a compliment because they want to be bad flavors. So
yeah, they do. Oh, they do. And I literally
get an Improv Summit sponsored by...
Yeah, right? Birdie Bots. I don't even know the name of it. Oh, geez.
Big bean time.
And I literally, with the rotten egg one, it was the rotten egg, the spoiled milk, and the fish. Every time I would take a bite, I would just spit it out, and I literally was like, I can't do it. And one time, I think it was the rotten egg. I was like, I put it in my mouth, and I was like, I can't even like. And then like all the nice flavored ones tasted like all the other crap because it was good.
Honest about what it was. I'm looking at you, ranch soda.
Yeah.
Well, put on the Cobb soda. I wonder. Knowing now.
I wonder what it's like to make those flavors, because I'm like, it can't just be they're trying to be like spoiled milk tastes like this. I feel like it's just they're cranking a flavor dial up or down so much that it just creates something that's close enough to it. Imagine if you had to be the taste tester to go, okay, what does spoiled milk taste like? All right, now does this jelly bean taste like that?
I would say absolutely 100%, but I also I've never like drank spoiled milk, so I don't know like what it actually tastes like. I just know it's chunky and it's really gross.
It starts
anyway, that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me here on the Improv Summit. As always, I said that was the last question I had for you, but I'm a big liar, and so I have another question. And that question is, we've been talking a lot about improv. You want to do some improv?
Yes.
And let's do it.
And would love to do.
I think that's an A. I had to hum an A pitch all the time in high school, and I think that was an A pitch. I'm like, so we had to do it every day in the chorus.
Wow. That's back when you were
it might be a G
as your Greek chorus role.
No, like literal, like every day in chorus we would sing that note. Everyone hum an A pitch. I don't know why I guess because A440 is what you tune things to. Anyway, let's do some improv, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Recording in progress.
Some improv. We are gonna do some improv.
Recording in progress.
We're going to do some improv, and what I decided, since we have three of us, we could do scenes based on relationship between three characters. And so this one I'm going to drop in the chat has three characters, but they don't really have names, so I put their like character type in there. So that's how we're going to decide between who's playing which character. So here it is in the chat.
Let's see. Okay.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, then great. I'll cast this one up. Okay.
Great.
So, Spencer, I'm going to have you be the wise man of gold, Kyle, you're
Great.
going to be frankincense, and I'm going to be mirth.
Myrrh.
Excuse me.
Mirth is a whole different thing. I don't know if it's as tangible as myrrh is, but
Yes.
I don't even know if mirth a thing. I don't know. Anyways, we'll figure it out.
Yes, indeed.
You can be the wise men of mirth and myrrh, whatever you want. All right, let's do it, shall we? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Lights down. Lights up.
Oh, it's a sandy one, all right.
Yeah. It got in my eye. Man, I'm gonna need all this myrrh. I'm gonna need some of my myrrh to wash it out.
You guys say something? These gold nuggets are great for the eyes. You can see through them, but you don't get anything in your eyes.
You're a smart one, Jeff. You're a smart one.
Thanks, Raj.
Yeah.
I just call you Raj because it's short, but it's Roger.
Hey, man, I told you, you're my best friend. You can call me Raj if you want. I know it's awkward because you said you never had a one before, but you know what? We're the three wise men, you know?
Yeah. We all are the smartest people that we know. If we can't lean on the intelligence of each other, then what do we have?
Yeah, they're going to tell tales of our adventures, calling us the three wiseteers and those three adventuring smart guys.
We are clever.
Yeah.
Raj and Tommy, and I just tried to kind of get a little nickname in there, but I don't think it works as well as Roger.
Jeff, I think you need a nickname to get more comfortable with nicknames.
Jeff can't be a nickname. There's no way to make a nickname out of Jeff.
Oh, yeah? Jeffy?
Jeff to Jeff Man.
I mean, Jeffy and Jeff to Jeff Man. They're both longer than Jeff, so it's hard for me to balance that as a nickname because it feels like if it's long.
What's up?
Wait, do that one more time.
Hey, what's going on?
He's only articulating the F's.
Yeah, I no one's ever called me before.
Yeah, I mean, picture that, this renowned bard who only goes by one name, Cher. That bard is known for that. You can see them touring all around from Jerusalem to Bethlehem.
You know what? When we go see Baby J, we should introduce ourselves as Raj, Tom, and
Hey, guess what?
What?
You just gave our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ the nickname. You called him Baby J.
Baby J.
Oh my gosh, I could have even done even better. I could have called him Bay J.
Baby J's perfect, man. Look right there.
Don't doubt yourself.
An angel.
Angel Gabe!
Sup, Gabe?
Big A!
Angel Gabe. And then, of course, obviously nearby is Mother Mare.
Yeah. Closer as the star gets bigger, huh? I'm sure.
Yeah. The North.
Yeah. See, look at you, man. Nicknames are falling out of your mouth like it's gold.
I know I see what you did there. Yeah. Hold on, let me take these gold pieces out so I can see you better.
Oh.
This is great. This is great. The three of us just bringing some gifts to Baby J.
Yeah. Yep. Three wise dudes, the three wiseteers hanging across the desert. Sandstorm!
Scene. Thanks always so much for coming to the Improv Summit. As always, I'm your host, Spencer. That's Jeremy and Kyle. See you next time. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.